Hello, everyone. My name is Danny. This review is for the movie called Jonathan. In this sci-fi tinged drama, Ansel Elgort plays two brothers living very separate lives inside the same body. Previously content to live life in shifts with one another, their delicate balance is ruined when they become emotionally involved with the same woman. This is a 2018 film. It does not have a rating. It runs 101 minutes and it stars Ansel Elgort and Suki Waterhouse. Patricia Clarkson also. She's a doctor in the film. Kind of a small role, but she's recognizable. Jonathan. So, I had never heard of this movie, and I wanted to give it a shot. I like sci-fi movies. I like how original they are, and so I wanted to give this one a try. And I watched it in two shifts, but I kind of stopped it in a place where I could understand what was going on. So, my first note is that it's very original. It says in the movie the name of this condition that Jonathan has, and I have not looked it up to see if it's a real thing, but if you want to, have fun, but I'm sure it's made up because it's a sci-fi movie. So, the situation is Jonathan and John have two brains and live in the same body. Each of them gets a period of time to be alert or take over the body and be awake. So it's very creative, and I appreciated the idea once I understood what was going on. It took a while to figure out what the situation was between the two and what the agreement was, for how much time they get. And I'm kind of, a sci-fi movie you can pick apart. The first thing I wanted to know was how much time they get, to be awake, and we do find out later in the movie how much time they get, so that's fine. But my biggest flaw with this movie is we get to see Jonathan the whole time. We get to see John on a video, and him kind of recapping his time so that Jonathan knows what's going on. And we don't get to see John's side of things. And so we don't really get to see like his emotional responses and stuff. And this movie only runs 100 minutes. I think it could be a full 2 hours. I think it could be a little longer because I would have liked to see some segments of John's life. And we just don't get to see that, so this movie gets a little bit rushed that way. And it's just the biggest thing that I kept wanting it and wondering about it, and we never got. This is, I don't really know what the category for this movie is, but it's very much not an action movie. So if you're looking for that, I would just want to say, it's not very thrilling. It's very thrilling for your brain to try and figure things out, but it's not very much of an action movie. There's not much going on half the time. So, it is a good mystery, and when it starts talking about how much time each of the brothers gets, it's something to figure out. It's something to see what's going on. It keeps you on the edge of your seat as far as trying to think about things and trying to wonder if the movie's going to explain itself, because it just kind of jumps in and lets you try and figure out things as you go. So it is interesting. So overall, I'd say that I enjoyed this movie because of how original it is, but movies like this tend to shoot themselves in their own foot by starting to do things towards the end that make no sense, and that's why sci-fi movies get ripped apart. And I won't give that away, but what ends up happening does not make any sense, and the ending is just completely stupid. And again, it kind of rushes itself, and it could have taken more time to withdraw from slowing down from the main plot line to the ending, but it just kind of rushes there and ends, and then oh, movie over. And I'm sorry to say, but when a movie does something like what Jonathan did, it really shoots itself in its foot with me as far as its grade. And so I'm going to give Jonathan a C plus. And the whole time I was watching it, it was really good. You know, it was like A minus B plus range, and it really is enjoyable. So I do suggest watching it, but you got to watch it and then have an opinion about it. But the ending, I think, just brings the whole thing down. And when you leave a movie feeling like that, it just kind of ruins it, and you just cannot do much about it. So a C plus for Jonathan. Thanks a lot, guys. My name's Danny. If you like this or any of my other videos, try and give some of them a watch. Like and subscribe to my channel if you would. And enjoy your movies. Thanks.